Hello all and welcome to today's maths lesson, which sees the 8th lesson of Unit 906 on ratio. So today the learning objective is to know how to work between two ratios, and this is the third part of this topic. So on the board you have 6 starter questions. So can you please pause the video for 10 minutes and work through those 6 questions. We'll mark the answers afterwards, so make sure you've got a green pen ready please. Pause the video now. Okay, here are your answers. So, in green pen, mark those 6. Make sure you've got the learning objective written down. Make sure you've got all of that starter done, and if you've made any mistakes, please correct them in green pen. Now, if anyone has got 6 out of 6 on those questions, I'll be really impressed. Okay, so for the first I do and the we do of the lesson. So, the first I do says, a group of pupils are divided equally into two teams. In team A, the ratio of boys to girls is 1 to 4. And in team B, the ratio is 3 to 7. What is the ratio of the number of boys to girls? And this means overall between the two teams. So look at the team A ratio, that's 1 to 4. And look at the team B ratio, that's 3 to 7. So first thing we're going to do is add up the ratio of team A and add up the ratio of team B. So team A, the total ratio, 1 plus 4, it makes up 5 parts. And for team B, 3 plus 7, well that makes up 10 total parts. Now look at the question, it says a group of pupils are divided equally into two teams. So divided equally. So team A and team B should represent the same amount of parts, which they don't. So the solution for this is simple. We're just going to double the team A ratio. Okay, so we're going to rewrite the ratio so it makes 10 total parts. So team A, instead of it being 1 to 4, we're going to make it 2 to 8. Therefore it adds up to 10, a total of 10, the same as team B. And they were divided equally, so that makes it fair now. So team A, the new ratio is 2 to 8. Team B, the ratio was 3 to 7, and that's boys to girls. So all we have to do is do team A boys plus team B boys, add those together, so 2 in the first ratio plus 3 in the second ratio, which equals 5. So there's 5 total parts boys, and girls there are 8 in the first ratio plus 7 in the second, so 8 plus 7 equals 15. So the ratio of boys to girls is 5 to 15. Now they haven't added it in on this example, but I would suggest simplifying that as well. So obviously you can take 5 out as a common factor, and you could make this 1 to 3. Please pause the video here while you copy that down, and then do the same for the we do. Give that a go yourselves. Okay, so for the we do it says a group of pupils are divided into two teams and should be divided equally into two teams. In team A, the ratio of boys to girls is 1 to 4, and in team B it is 8 to 7. What is the ratio of the number of boys to girls? So, first things first, add up the team A ratio, add up the team B ratio. So team A is 1 plus 4, which equals 5 parts. Team B is 8 plus 7, which equals 15 parts. Now remember, they were divided equally into these two teams, so both teams had the same amount of people. So the ratio should make up the same amount of parts. So to do that, we're going to triple team A's ratio, turning it from 1 to 4 to 3 to 12. Now we can compare it with team B. So boys to girls in team A is 3 to 12. Boys to girls in team B is 8 to 7. So let's add the boys parts, let's add the girls parts. So for the boys, 3 plus 8 equals 11. For the girls, 12 plus 7 equals 19. So the ratio of boys to girls is 11 to 19. Really well done if you got that right. And if you didn't manage to finish that, or you were struggling with that, please make sure to get it copied down. But if you've done that, please make sure to mark it and correct it if necessary. Okay, so example 2, we've got an I do and a we do again. So it says two sisters divide all the t-shirts and skirts equally between themselves. For one sister, the ratio of t-shirts to skirts is 1 to 4. The other sister has a number of t-shirts to skirts in the ratio 5 to 2. So what is the ratio of t-shirts to skirts the sisters have in total? So again, let's remember they've been divided, equally. So both sisters had the same amount of t-shirts and skirts. Therefore, we need to get both their ratios, the total of their ratios, to a common factor. So sister 1 to 4 is her ratio. So add those together. 1 plus 4 equals 5. For sister 2, it's 5 to 2. So 5 plus 2 equals 7. Now in the last example, we just doubled or tripled the first part, but 5 and 7, well, we can't double either of these to get it to equal the other. So what we need to do is identify 5 and 7 and find a common factor. The lowest common multiple would be perfect. So the lowest common multiple of 5 and 7 is 35. So let's multiply both these ratios so they both equal 35. So multiply the first ratio by 7. 5 times 7 equals 35. And multiply the second ratio by 5 because 7 times 5 equals 35. So we multiplied the first ratio by 7. That was 1 to 4, so it's now going to be 7 to 28. And we multiplied the second ratio by 5, and that was 5 to 2, so it's now 25 to 10. And that's t-shirts to skirts as well. From there, we just add up the t-shirt parts, so 7 plus 25 equals 32, and then 28 plus 10, which equals 38. So the ratio is 32 to 38. Please pause the video there while you copy that down and then try the we do for yourselves. I know these examples are a little bit more difficult, but if you're stuck or you're struggling with the we do, use each step of the I do, follow it along and see if you can get to the correct answer. Okay, so again we've got two sisters, t-shirts and skirts. For one sister it's 3 to 5, t-shirts to skirts. The other sister has 5 to 2. So again, first step, add up both ratios. So for sister 1 it's 3 plus 5 which equals 8. For sister 2 it's 5 plus 2 which equals 7. So we need to find the lowest common multiple of 8 and 7. So the easiest one is going to be 56. So we're going to times first ratio by 7 to get it equal 56, and times the second ratio by 8 to get it to equal 56. So first ratio was 3 to 5, we've times that by 7, that's going to be 21 to 35, and then when we times the second ratio by 8, that's going to equal 40 to 16. From there we can compare them and we can add the similar parts. So add the t-shirts, which is 21 plus 40, which equals 61, and add the skirts, 35 plus 16 equals 51. So please pause the video there and then make sure you've marked that. And if you didn't manage to do it yourself, just copy it down, have a look about it, and see if you can make sense of it. Okay, so on the board you have 6 questions, which should take a little bit of time. So if you pause the video and you can allow yourself as long as you need, I reckon about 15 to 20 minutes, work through those 6 questions, please. And again, remember this is the last lesson on ratio, so it is probably going to be the most challenging. So if you are struggling, refer back to your I do's and your we do's and try and use them to get you through these questions. They are tough and you're doing really well, especially if you're getting them right. So pause the video here, 15-20 minutes, and we'll mark the answers in a moment. Okay, so there's your answers to the first 4 questions. So mark those in green pen for me, please, and I'll give you the answer to 5 and 6 in a moment. Okay, and here's the answer to 5 and 6. So again, pause the video and make sure you've marked your work. And if you did struggle with these 2 questions, maybe just have a look at the solutions and see if you can put it together in your own head. Thank you for listening today, guys, and I'll see you again next time when we'll be moving on to Unit 907. Thank you for listening, thank you for your hard work, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.